If you're one of those people who think Clapton is God, then this is your temple. We've got an hour's worth of classic Clapton starting now. Let us pray. Hey, I'm Corey Glover with this special edition of Clapton Rarities, where you get to check out truly collectible footage from the creme de la creme of rock and roll. And we've certainly got some heavy cream for you. Now, Eric Clapton is back on the road playing his most inspired music in years. It's an all-blues tour in support of his album, From the Cradle. Clapton gave us a very special show and tell of what he does before a big concert. We take you now to a rehearsal space in New York's Manhattan Center as Eric gets ready to roll it out. The only audience is Eric's road crew and you.
Well, it's the kind of situation that I normally dread. I don't like being filmed. I don't even like having my picture taken. I feel very self-conscious because when you're rehearsing, you're kind of naked. You're trying things out that you don't want anyone else to hear. It's a bit like singing in the shower, you know.
All right, Michael, let's do it the new way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
But I came in this morning and it's been a dream. I mean, I'm playing, the band is playing better than we've played yet. It's good enough to have an audience in here.
I'm gonna play some blues for you tonight. It's something I always wanted to do.
I'm not sure how it'll be to take this kind of show into big arenas. It's not what they would normally come to see and call entertainment. I am going to do what I do and be myself, and I have a fairly good feeling that it will be acceptable.
We don't want to hear Leyland tonight. We came to hear the blues.
He hasn't been this loose, this relaxed, this brilliant in years. I mean, he just blew my mind away.
Fantastic. It's pure rock and roll music. It's the blues. He's the best at it.
I'm going in with an idea, and it'll probably evolve. I mean, we've got 2 months on the road to change things around, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's not completely different by the time we get to the end.
Clapton's new show starts off with an intimate set of acoustic blues and ends up in a gut-splitting electric guitar assault. Now, tickets for these concerts have been extremely hard to come by, but we've got an exclusive look at Clapton performing at one of 3 recent sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden in New York, where he absolutely tore the place down. Here he is with I'm Tore Down.
I'm tore down. I'm on level with the ground. I'm tore down. I'm on level with the ground. Oh, and I feel like this when my baby came down. I went to the river to jump in. My baby showed up and said, I will tell you when. Well, I'm tore down. I'm on more level with the ground. Well, I feel like this when my baby can't be bound. I love you, babe, with all my heart and soul. Love like mine will never grow old. I love you in the morning and in the evening too. But every time you leave me, I get mad with you. When I'm tore down, I'm on level with the ground. Well, I feel like this when my baby can't be bound. like mine is out of sight. I'd like for you if you want me to. I really don't believe that your love is true. When I'm tore down, I'm almost level with the ground. Well, I feel like this when my baby can't be found. Said I'm tore down, I'm almost level with the ground. Well, I'm tore down, I'm almost level with the ground. Well, I feel like this when my baby can't be found.
Stick around because we've got Clapton's Blues Roots coming and rarely seen footage of Slowhand jamming with Pete Townshend. This in addition to some historic performances by Derek and the Dominoes, which haven't been seen in close to 25 years. I'm Corey Glover, and welcome back to this extravaganza of Clapton collectibles. You know, guitar hero that he is, Eric Clapton was actually one of the first rock musicians to completely immerse himself in the work of artists like Muddy Waters and Albert King. It took a young player from Surrey, England, to popularize the blues in the country where it was originated, right here in the United States.
In all of the trials and tribulations of my life, I've always had this incredibly secure place to go to with the blues. It did something to me emotionally, for sure, but there was something much deeper going on, which I cannot define at all, and probably never will be able to.
I went down to the crossroads, fell on my knee.
The sound of the instruments, the way they were played by blues musicians, it struck a chord inside me that I responded to. You know, I'm very proud of the fact that I helped, in some way or another, the real bluesmen to get exposure. I mean, for me, as I remember it now, the original idea was to actually say, "Hey, I didn't start this, they did." I'm qualified to sing the blues because of what has happened to me, but I still don't think I'll ever do it as good as a black man.
In the world I know, hoochie man, but you know I'm here.
I suppose my life has been a journey through as many different musical influences as have come my way, and I have tried to play folk music, play country and western, play even jazz, and a lot of pop music, but I do this best, and that's been given to me to do. And as much as I've questioned it and railed against it and been stubborn about my path, I'm back on it.
Have mercy, if you please. Oh, Lord.
Now, the blues might be about suffering, but it's also a way to share the pain. When Eric was in the throes of a heroin addiction in the early 70s, Pete Townshend brought him out of seclusion by organizing an all-star band to back him up at London's Rainbow Theatre. It was Clapton's first musical performance in close to 3 years. In 1989, the two got together again on a British talk show, Saturday Matters. In this rarely seen moment, Clapton and Townshend do an acoustic rendition of a song Clapton updates on his new album, From the Cradle. It's Muddy Waters, Standing Around Crying.
I want to hear, are you both, I know you're poor, wounded 44-year-olds, can you play something together for us?
Oh, all right.
No request. We didn't know what to do, so I just, when we arrived, I just said, "Pete, well, I'll play a blues, you know, or something, and see what happens."
You usually do.
All right.
Do that.
standing around crying. Oh, baby, look how you got me standing around crying. No, I don't love you, little girl, but you're always resting on my mind. Oh, baby, you ain't nothing like you used to be. Oh, baby, you ain't nothing like you used to be. When I was deep in love with you, little girl, you were just sweeter than an apple on a tree.
You know, Clapton and blues legend B.B. King have been friends since jamming together in a Greenwich Village nightclub during Cream's first American tour. Now on this stellar session from '87, Clapton and B.B. go head-to-head with Phil Collins and Paul Butterfield on the blues classic, The Thrill Is Gone.
Gonna be so
Coming up, we've got some incredibly rare clips of Clapton with Derek and the Dominoes, an exclusive live performance by Eric and George Harrison. Hey, welcome back to Rarities. I'm Corey Glover. You know, before Eric Clapton got his legendary solo career underway in the early 70s, he'd already played with most of the biggest groups to ever come out of England. The Yardbirds, the Blues Breakers, Blind Faith, and Derek and the Dominoes. But the first of his bands to make a serious dent in the global rock scene was Cream, one of rock's first great power trios, Clapton, Ginger Baker, and Jack Bruce, and one of the first to successfully fuse rock, blues, and improvisational jazz. Here's some rare, cultured Cream.
This was originally the premise for starting Cream was to have like a blues trio. I mean, my concept and Jack's concept and Ginger's concept of the whole thing was completely different. And it was only when we went into rehearsals and finally did our first show that the true identity of the group became known. It was just a melting pot of jazz, blues, classical music, and rock and roll and pop music. I mean, it was just a whole melting pot thrown together by chance.
And let's have a bit of Strange Brew. Killing what's inside of you. She's a witch of trouble in electric blue.
And we'd sat and talked about when we first put Cream together, that it was going to be a da-da band, you know, like it was going to be an art experience as much as music. We were just trying to upset or kind of stimulate people. And of course, it never got that far. We were fighting success. I was always fighting success because I could see the traps, the pitfalls along the way. But when Cream became acknowledged as virtuosos, that's when it started to get the rock set in, because we started to believe it and also became very cynical about success. And so it had to end, really. So we talked about it and we decided to break up, and then our manager at the time, Robert Stevens, said, well, come on, you know, we've got to do a farewell tour and a farewell album. And we kind of, I don't know, we actually went for it without any, you know, bitterness or anything. It was a nice way to round it all off.
Just after Cream disbanded in late 1968, Clapton and drummer Ginger Baker jumped quickly into another supergroup, Blind Faith. Now that group didn't last long either, but Eric hooked up with the rhythm section of his opening act, Delaney, Bonnie and Friends, to form Derek and the Dominoes. The group's album Layla and other assorted love songs still stands as one of the most important in rock history. Now this is the only existing footage of that band from Johnny Cash's 1970 TV show. Here's Johnny introducing a song off the Layla album called It's Too Late.
Hey, if you detect some country blues picking in the song you're about to hear, you're right. Played by one of the finest musical groups in the world. Welcome Bobby Whitlock, Jim Gordon, Carl Radle, and Eric Clapton. Derek and the Dominoes.
She was my only one, but it's too late. And I wonder, does she know? When she left me, it hurt me so. I need your love, babe. Please don't make me wait. Tell me it's not too late.
Don't even think about moving, because Rarities will return in a minute with more unearthed. Here's another bit of the only existing live footage of Clapton's legendary but short-lived group, Derek and the Dominoes. They appeared on Johnny Cash's television show from Nashville in 1970. Check out the walk-on by Eric's own heroes, the legendary songwriter Carl Perkins in his ripping version of Perkins' Matchbox.
Dog come, yeah. Let me be your little dog.
Till your big dog.
Yeah.
Big dog gets here, show him what this little Perkins does.
Where's Carl?
Hold my clothes. I'm sitting here wondering, will a matchbox hold my clothes? Well, I ain't got no match, but I got a long way to go.
Play it now,
Thanks for joining us for this special Eric Clapton edition of Rarities. Eric's going to take us home now with some more down-home blues from VH1's exclusive footage of his recent show at Madison Square Garden. Here's Eric Clapton playing tribute to one of his heroes, Freddie King, with slow hand spin on Freddie's arrangement of Have You Ever Loved a Woman? I'm Corey Glover. I'll see you next time.